guys, and William from YouTube, and today what I got here is a place. This is going to be my new studio where I'm going to do my videos for YouTube, and I'm just now trying to renovate it to make it more presentable. So what I'm going to start off with is I ripped out all of the old carpet that was up on here, and it was a lot of 1960 old shag rugged carpet. And the problem with those carpet is that they soak up everything. So for this renovation, the people that just moved out, they were heavy smokers. They had dogs, they had cats, they had all kinds of different smell going on in here. So what I did is I ripped out all the carpet, I ripped out all the foam that came with the carpet and threw it out, and now I got my base floor right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to show you the basic tools I'm going to use to do my flooring, which at first you're going to need a measuring tape, which is going to tell you how much of laminate flooring you're going to need and how much underlay you're going to need. See, I'm using laminate flooring for common areas that don't have a lot of traffic and don't have a lot of water. So laminate flooring would be good for bedrooms. Yeah, it'd be good for the living room. For the kitchen, for this renovation, I'm going to be using vinyl, which is mostly all plastic. Laminate is more like engineered wood, so if it's exposed to a lot of water, then it can warp and buckle it. So what I'm going to do is, after I remove all of the trash, I'm going to measure how much I need. Alright, so the length and width is 28 by 16 feet. So I measured that, and what you do is you multiply the two numbers, and that should give you the square foot. And that's how much you're going to order, plus and minus whatever the amount comes to. So whatever you have, then you just multiply the length and width, which mine was 16 by 28 feet. And that's the same amount as what you're going to order for your underlay, and the same amount you're going to order for your laminate. So the laminate that I choose was this gray kind of wood. See, it's got a wooden feel to it. And the laminate that I ordered was moisture bearer one. So on the one side you got the silver moisture bearer, and then the other side you got the white foam. It's 8 millimeters. And the next thing you're going to need is, you're going to need an X-Acto knife to cut out a lot of the material boxes. A mallet or hammer, and also you'll need one of these boxes here, which you can elevate the laminate flooring on. So when you hit it, then you can pick it up at different angles so it goes in smooth. And then you also got this tool here. And this tool will get all the edges, so where your fingers can't fit to push the wood in, this will be able to slide right in, and you put your foot here and you hit it with the mallet or your hammer right here to push the wood inwards, so it locks right into the previous wood it was locked into. And then you need a jigsaw. Alright, so once you've unrolled one layer of the underlay, then you can go ahead and apply the laminate flooring right on top. So the reason why I unrolled the underlay this way horizontally, because I can cover more whole pieces by going horizontal than by going vertical. By going vertical, I can use more of these long pieces and I won't have to cut so much because I'm covering more with whole pieces. That's why I decided to go horizontally. So after putting the underlay, I'm going to go ahead and put the first piece of wood. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start, since I'm going horizontal, this will be the first point at where I will start. So hopefully this whole piece fits in. It doesn't all fit in, so I have to cut off a little bit for it to fit right underneath the desk. So I have that measured, and I'm going to use my jigsaw to cut it. Because jigsaws give a cleaner cut. And my starting point is going to be right here. As you can see, this edge was a lot different than that edge. This is the edge that the other floorings will be joined to. Okay, when it comes down to the flooring, you gotta notice that these two would have two different kinds of groove. So you got the long boarded here, and then you got the short groove. And you just put them together, and they fit nicely together. Usually they fit in nicely. You don't have to put that much work into them. But yeah, there's two different sides of these boards. Alright, so I started off with the front little pieces by cutting them off, and now I got a good base to start off with. So I'm gonna start putting this one in. And sometimes I slide it a little to get right into the grooves perfectly. When I get that nice tight fit, I'm gonna slide it right to the beginning part, and then push it down a little. And use my hammer or mallet, and then just hit this block so it all moves the boards a little closer together, make it tighter. And when this is tight, then the other ones become tighter too. Now, some of this part, as you will see here, I can't put a whole piece there, so I gotta cut it to the right size. And what I do is I bring another one of these boards. Starting edge, so I know this is where it's gonna have to go. So this wood goes like that. This is my starting corner. So what I do is I flip it over. You can use a tape measure, or I pretty much like to eyeball it because you can get better angles. I just mark where I want it to be and give myself a little bit of wiggle room. Because you can always put your corner round beads to cover any imperfections. So once I mark it, I go ahead and cut it. Now you've got two pieces. The one that fits right here, so you kind of just have to shimmy it in. Yeah, it fits right in there. And then you got this other piece, and this will be your starter for the next run. Just like that. There. And then bring another board and measure it and just continue that way. Alright guys, so I got the easy part out of the way, which was doing all the major part of the flooring. The last part of the flooring is to get all of those edges with this tool. This is where this tool comes in. It acts kind of like a shoehorn for the flooring. So you put the wood here and put your foot here, and then you lift and pop it into those corners. It would be too hard for your fingers to pry them in there, so that's why this acts kind of like a crowbar into those spaces. So that will be part 2 of our video for flooring. That's it for part 1. Oh, it's a lot of work. Bye. Alright, so I'm pretty much getting to the end of my renovations. I'm at the kitchen right now, and I just want to show you the difference between the vinyl flooring, which you'll see will have under padding, and it's all plastic, mostly plastic in the middle, and the top of it is also made of a plastic fiber, which makes it highly resistant to water. This is why I would use this in the kitchen as opposed to laminate flooring, which on the top you'll see is a plastic fiber that covers it, that gives it a waterproof top, but the bottom layer, all of it is pretty much wood. So if it does get wet to where you have a flood, this is going to buckle quicker than this vinyl, because this vinyl is all made of plastic fibers. This laminate is only the top of it is of a plastic fiber that makes it waterproof, but the bottom of it is all wood, so it's not as resistant to vinyl. So I use vinyl in the kitchen and laminate in the bedrooms and living room and dining room and the foyer. So now when I get to the end of my renovations, I'll notice that within the seams, when you're drawing from one plank to the next, you'll see a little bit of gap. This is where this comes in. So what I do is, when I get to the end of most of the biggest part, putting them together, I'm going to use this at the edge of the wall and put my foot on here and hit this part with a mallet or a hammer to bring all of the planks closer together. So that was my starting point, was over on that side, and the ending point coming over here. So this is where I'm going to start by bringing them in. So I put it in the crevice like that, put my foot on it, and then hit the edge. And that just brings all the planks closer together. Let's go up there, each layer. Just have a very tight seal now. Just brings everything closer. Nice tight seal. Just go to each line and just bring everything closer together. That tightens everything up. There we go. Now everything's nice and tight, and I got all those seams joined together.